Hi everybody, welcome back. So in today's video,
So this is just to my child-free girlies, right? How many of you guys notice a difference when your best friend or one of your close relatives or someone announces that they're pregnant, and you want to be happy for them, but you kind of know that the relationship, the friendship is pretty much about to go downhill? And so do you bail first, or do you just let them bail? Because in most cases, there are exceptions to this rule, obviously, but in most cases, with most child-free women, we notice that the friendship pretty much dies after they have kids, because they have to go be a mommy. They have to be a mommy and stuff, and they have to do the mommy thing. And now all of a sudden you really don't want to invite them places, because every time you've ever invited them, they always said they couldn't do it, either because they never had any money, or they didn't find a babysitter, or something like that. And it just slowly just died down after a while. And it happened to several of your friends over the years or whatever. And so you just kind of come to accept the fact that a lot of the times, not all the times, but most of the time, for most child-free women, you notice that it just starts to die down. The second part to this, they just started loading my truck just now. The second part to this is, do you back off? Do you dip? Or do you allow them to dip? Because deep down, you know that you are not the village. Now, I want you to think about that for a second, right? And when I say you're not the village, I mean, you ain't finna be babysitting. Like, you know that you got your own life. You got a job. You got the careers. You got hobbies. You got things you're doing every day. And you don't want to be close enough to the situation. To some degree, you miss them and you love them and you want the best for them. But at the same time, you really don't want to be too close to the situation, because you really don't want them asking you to babysit. I can't be the only one. Like, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I want you guys to chime in and let me know how many of us are out there. Please. I am not the village. And as bad as that may sound, I chose not to have kids for a reason. I don't want to babysit. And to be honest, the biggest fear that I have with that is that something will happen to your kid and you will blame me for it, or I'll be sued for it, or I'll have criminal charges brought against me, even though I would know something wasn't my fault, and the courts will see it differently. Like, for an example, last year I was thinking about getting a trampoline, but I didn't get it because I was scared that a lot of the kids in the neighborhood would want to jump on my trampoline. Not only do I not want them jumping on my trampoline, because kids tear stuff up, and I'm somebody who has a lot of nice things, and I cannot, like, somebody breaking a champagne glass of mine just literally burns my blood, right? So I'm one of those people that's like, please don't break that, right? So not only do they tear stuff up, but if any of them hurt themselves and they decided to take me to court or something, I could be sued, because they'll be like, it happened on your property. I've seen this happen to too many people, and I just thought it was so unfair, but that's the law. And so because that's the law, your kids are not allowed at my house, because I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to take the time to have to watch them and make sure they're not sticking things into the sockets and stuff, and making sure they're not in the cabinets drinking chemicals. And and it's not that I would be irresponsible and let it happen, because I wouldn't. The issue is I don't want to have to think about those things. When I get into my routine of cleaning up, or, doing my landscaping or whatever, I just don't want to be bothered with that stuff. And so there's a part of me that thinks your kids are adorable. I love people's babies and stuff. But just kind of keep them over there, right? So it's kind of like, I'll hold the baby for a few seconds. After a good 20 seconds of them crying, okay, come get your baby. Like, whose man's is this, right? But I want to know how many of you guys secretly feel this way. Like, I really love you and I care about you and I want the best for you. And if you need anything, I'll help you with milk, formula, whatever you need. But please don't ask me to babysit, because I can't mentally. I literally chose not to have kids for a reason. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want to be sued. I don't want anything held against me. You know, I'm one of those people. I'm at that age now where kids just standing outside in my grass, just, you know what I mean? And they think I'm very nice, and I am a very nice person. I'm nice to everybody, but deep down I'm like, get off my fucking grass, right? I'm at that age now. When I was a kid, I didn't understand why old people got mad that you were like picking their flowers and stuff. But listen, if you pick my hydrangeas, off with your head, okay? Not for real, but I'm just saying. But I want to know, leave you guys comments below, because I really want to know if I'm the only person that feels this way, if that makes any sense. Like, I love you, but I really don't want to participate that much. I don't want to get that close to the situation, because I don't want you asking me to babysit, because I love you, but I'm not the village. I'll talk to you guys later.
Now, I know I'm a mom, okay? And so I learned a lot from this video, okay? I read the comment section, I listened to what she had to say, and it makes a lot of sense, okay? I think that since we are all adults and we are friends, these kind of conversations need to be had, okay? And that's why I'm bringing this video to you ladies, okay? Because if you do have a friend, or you were both friends and you didn't have children at the time, and you know that your friend, this is how your friend feels about children and motherhood and parenting and all of that, I don't think it should be a problem if you start having children and they don't show up the way maybe you would expect them to. Like, do you understand me? Like, you shouldn't be expecting much from them when you start having children, because you already know their stance on the whole situation, okay? So I believe in not forcing people to do things that they are not comfortable doing. So I get it, okay? Because most people choose to be child-free because they don't want to deal with children, okay? And we need to talk about that. There are some people who don't mind being around kids, okay? And in my situation, I had that. I had relatives, I have friends who didn't mind being around me and my children, okay? They didn't mind babysitting, they didn't mind changing diapers, and they don't mind being the rich aunties in my kids' lives, okay? And I accept that with grace, okay? But if your friend is like, I don't want to be around children, do you understand? I feel like you should understand, but I may be wrong. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I'm going to play opinions of other people, and I'll be back to talk some more. Let's get into it.
So this is just to my child-free girlies, right?
I definitely understand what she's saying, but I don't know. I feel like as someone who has a best friend that does have a child, if you fall out with your friends because they have kids, I feel like it's because you just don't like kids. And you have to actually have a love and an enjoyment for kids to be able to be friends with people that have kids. And then you got to be friends with responsible parents. I think a lot of y'all are just not friends with good parents, because my friend never asked me to babysit. If she absolutely needed it, of course I would, but she never asked me because she doesn't need it. I think y'all be friends with a lot of women that got all these baby daddy issues and like don't really got that much money, can't take care of their kid. And, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of y'all are friends with mothers that aren't adequate. And that's why y'all face a lot of those issues. And at the same time, like I said, it's kind of, you got to be a little selfless once your friend has a kid, because it's kind of selfish for you to be like, oh, me and her fell out because she had a baby, but you always inviting her to the club knowing that she can't come. Why you can't just go chill with her kid at the house and help her out, or, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying all the time, but y'all be wanting your friends with babies to go to the club with y'all, knowing that for the first at least 1 to 3, maybe even 4 years, they can't really do that. I mean, they can try, but they're not thinking about it. They're in mommy mode. So I feel like if you are always wanting your friend to go out, not understanding that they can't do that, you're kind of selfish as a friend. Like, their whole life has changed. They're not worried about the same stuff that you can be worried about. Like, it's nothing for me to go see my friend real quick, but it's a lot more for them to pack up their stuff, pack up their baby stuff, and come to my house. So I just feel like if you fall out with your friends just because they have kids, you're not really a good friend, because you're not really understanding that their whole life is completely different. And when you sign up to be friends with women, you also sign up to be there for them, even when they have a child, and be there for that child, especially if you are tight with your friend. That's low-key your kid too. So if you fall out with friends because they have a baby, you're not really messing with them like that. That's how I feel.
So I already work from a baseline that adult friendships are already hard to maintain. And there's ebbs and flows in relationships based on a variety of factors. Kids, school, work. So life can already be busy. You add kids on top of it. Then sometimes you add the baby daddy or the husband who's not doing a whole lot with the kid. At the end of the day, friendships are two-way streets. And when you're the single friend, and you have a friend in your life, by the time they get to the kid stage, you've already invested way more time, money, resources into that person than you'll ever get back. For me, it's more like a slow fade. It doesn't mean I hate the person or there's any bad blood there. But sometimes there's chapters of your life where you don't have a lot in common with that person. And hopefully one day the friendship can resume.
Okay, so no shade, no tea to that last creator, but baby girl, you're wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. So me, I'm the girl. I don't have no kids, and my best friend got pregnant, and she's now her second child. I was excited. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really think that our lives were going to change, but it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just get up and go get chips and salsa. You know what I'm saying? A margarita all the time. We're gonna have to bring your son with you. And one thing about it, I'm like, bring him. There's no problem. Want to get your nails done? Let's go. I'll go sit with you while you get your nails done. I'll hold my godson. So knowing to show up in a different way is okay. You have to change. You have to maneuver. Just like when you're in a relationship with a man, and he goes through what he goes through. You got to kind of maneuver that. So why aren't we as flexible with these men as we are with our female friends when they have kids? It's given very much weird, and that we're being kind of selfish. I definitely get it. I don't have kids. I'm very selfish. I can get up and go do what I want to do. Ain't got to worry about no little crotch goblins following me. None of that. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a best friend or family that you love dearly, and you see that they're going through something, and obviously their life has changed by they bringing in this beautiful child into their life, you want to be a part of that, not to just, okay, it's time for me to dip out and be a deadbeat best friend. I would never do that. So learning how to adjust and how to be a new friend in this relationship, because to show up in a different way, that's what you need to work on. But to be like, okay, it's going to change, it's going to be different, I'm going to dip out, that's messed up. People go through postpartum depression that can last for years. So to just say, okay, I'm going to dip out because things are changing, it's kind of fucked up and gives very much weird girl vibes. And the comments just won't give it for me. Maybe I'm tweaking, but my best friend had a baby, and baby, I was ready. What's up? That's my baby. That's our baby. Okay? And maybe people can't relate, I don't know, but I feel like us females that don't have kids, just to abandon people that decide to have kids is really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely not required to babysit or to do all this crazy shit, but why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we put up a lot of shit with these niggas, but we won't put up shit with our friends and them having kids. It doesn't make sense. Like, the math not mathing. That's just how I feel. There was no shade, no tea to the last creator. Anybody that feels how she felt, but I felt like it was very weird, and I feel like I'm the only one that feels like this, and it's kind of giving weird. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know.
You do not need enemies when you have friends like that. Because that video was so shocking and disgusting. Because I don't know how in the same breath these women are complaining about their friends' personalities changing, but they're also saying that they abandon their friends when they become pregnant or have a child. I feel like most moms become distant with their child-free friends because we feel that secret animosity that y'all start to have towards us. It's just so scary because pregnancy is already so tough and motherhood is so lonely, and then y'all just out here abandoning your friends because they have a child. You're basically bailing on your friend when she needs you the most. And how you do that? Y'all don't have to babysit. We have family members that don't even want to babysit, and we still talk to them. Like, we don't care. But to say you don't want to be the village is actually wild, because the village don't just mean you're there for the baby. You're there for the mom too. I could go on and on, but I'm gonna just leave it with, these bitches are not your real friends at all. It's scary out here.
Okay, so I have a little bit of a different perspective. If you didn't watch that first video, please, please, please watch the whole thing from beginning to end before you come over here, okay? This is in no way, shape, or form a bashing video. This is just giving you a different perspective from somebody who is child-free by choice, but also very much loves children and loves to be around children and thinks that children are so fun, okay? Because I don't think that there's a lot of us that talk about that enough. There are some of us who don't want kids for their own personal reasons, but we love kids, okay? And this is what I have to say about that. And this is just period about anything, anyone. If that relationship, if that person is important to you, it is not going to matter what they are going through or what life changes have happened that will keep you from maintaining and feeding and fostering that relationship. That's really all I have to say. I don't think that somebody having a kid is a good enough excuse for you to say like, oh, they changed, because I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but having a child is going to change any relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic. It's going to change the relationship that they have with their partner, if there is a partner present. It's going to change the relationship that they have with their family, if their family is present. It's going to change the relationship that they have within themselves, because there's more that comes with having a baby than any of us realize. And I'm saying this from a perspective of somebody who was raised by a single mother, who has friends who are single mothers, who has a sister who is currently navigating life as a single mother. So maybe I just have a level of empathy that a lot of people don't. And I'm not saying that everybody does have to, because in that same breath, I'm the same type of woman that will preach to the fucking rooftops. Being selfish is not a bad thing. Being selfish is not a bad thing. But, and this is the caveat, being selfish and not being clearly understood nor clearly communicating with another person that you do have a relationship with, because a relationship, I don't know if I'm using this word correctly, maybe not, but is symbiotic. It takes two people to maintain that. So if you don't clearly tell that person, hey, I know that you're having this really exciting life change and I'm so extremely happy for you, but I just don't think that there is room in my life for where I'm at right now to maintain this friendship. And I don't know if maybe I, again, have that level of awareness to want to have those kinds of conversations, but I do my very best. I do my very best to tell people exactly what it is that I need, what I want, and what I expect in all of my relationships to make sure that nobody is left feeling hurt. And I just worry for all the mommies out there who are losing friendships, because if you're never gonna be a mom and you don't have somebody in your circle who is a mom, especially a single mother who can express to you the difficulties and challenges that come with a mother, you'll never really understand how important it is for them to have friends. Like, yes, they had a baby, but when my friends that have kids that want to hang out, granted, not a lot of them live in Dallas anymore, but when they do want to hang out, bring the kids. Let's go do something that we all can do. Because guess what? I want to spend time with you. So I don't care if it's going to sacrifice a little silence or me being able to drink or smoke or whatever it is that I like to do, you know, when I'm out with my other single child-free friends, like whatever it is. I think if that relationship, that person, that friendship is of value to you, you'll do whatever, with whatever, however you can to make it work. And again, this is coming from somebody with no kids, but I also love kids. So there's that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
If you don't mind being around children, then that's fine. And you find someone who's, a great friend to you and has children, then you guys can continue. But if you just don't want children, that's why you became child free, then you have every right to not make friends with women who are going to have children or have children already. Do you know what I mean? And it should be okay. So I would say it's best to find women who know exactly what they are doing, who have made their choice, who are ready to sit by that choice and be friends with them, because it makes more sense that way, okay? And you need to, like I always say, you need to vet your friends, okay? So you know for a fact that you don't want kids. Find like-minded people and become friends with them. So, like, we don't complicate things, because it makes life much more easier, okay? But, like I said, it's just my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section. I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.